Have you ever felt trapped in a monotonous routine? Or perhaps you feel that life is like watching a boring television broadcast. In this video, we will discuss how the small choices in our lives can significantly influence our overall experiences. So, make sure to stay with us. In our daily lives, we often face various choices that affect our experiences. Every decision we make, no matter how small, can have a significant impact on how we live our lives. One interesting way to understand the complexity of these choices is by comparing our lives to watching television. This concept is not just an analogy. It also reflects how we can choose our own channel in life, which in turn affects the reality we experience. When we watch television, we have the freedom to choose the programs we want to watch. Do we want to watch an emotional drama, a comedic show, or an educational documentary? These choices reflect our preferences and values. Similarly, in life, we have the ability to choose how we want to feel and experience various situations. Every choice we make, from how we respond to challenges to how we interact with others, shapes our life experiences. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss out on other inspiring content. By subscribing, you will receive more tips and insights to enhance your quality of life. In this context, television broadcasts can be likened to our life experiences. If we don't like what we see, we often tend to blame the broadcast. However, in reality, we are the ones who chose that channel. For example, if we dislike a particular program, instead of complaining, we should change the channel to something that better suits our preferences. In life, we also have the option to change our perspective on the situations we face. If we feel stuck in an unpleasant situation, it may be time to evaluate the choices we've made and seek better alternatives. Suppose we are working in an unsupportive environment that makes us feel undervalued. Instead of complaining about our boss or co-workers, we could consider looking for a new job in a place that is more supportive and values its employees. By doing so, we not only change our work environment, but also influence how we feel about ourselves and our productivity. Everyone has different life experiences, even if they are in the same environment. For instance, in a neighborhood, some households are harmonious, while others experience conflict. Why does this happen? The answer lies in the choices they make in watching their lives. We all have a frequency or vibration that we emit. If we radiate positive energy, we tend to attract good experiences. Conversely, if we are trapped in negative thoughts, we may continue to encounter unpleasant situations. Therefore, it is important for us to be aware of the frequency we emit and how it affects our experiences. For example, someone who often feels anxious and worried about the future is likely to experience more unpleasant situations. However, if that person can shift to more positive thoughts and focus on what can be controlled, they will experience more happiness and satisfaction. This doesn't mean they won't face challenges, but they will be better equipped to handle them with a more positive and productive attitude. When we encounter unfavorable situations, instead of blaming others or circumstances, we need to ask ourselves, what frequency am I emitting that leads to this experience? By recognizing this, we can take responsibility for our experiences and begin to make the necessary changes. For instance, if we feel jealous or unhappy seeing others happy, it is a sign that we need to change our perspective. We can start by celebrating others' successes and trying to connect with their positive energy. In this way, We not only change our frequency, but also open ourselves up to better experiences. Self-awareness is also crucial in understanding how our thoughts and feelings influence the decisions we make. For example, someone who often feels hopeless may be more inclined to choose easier options rather than those that are better in the long run. However, with self-awareness, that person can choose to work harder and seek better solutions, even if the process is more challenging. Once we realize that we have the power to choose our life channel, the next step is to change the disempowering broadcasts. This could mean distancing ourselves from negative thoughts, toxic relationships, or situations that make us uncomfortable. Conversely, we need to seek empowering and positive experiences. We can start by surrounding ourselves with positive people, engaging in activities that bring us joy, and exploring our interests. By doing this, we will begin to feel changes in our lives. We will be more capable of attracting good experiences and building a more fulfilling life. In our life journey, it is important to remember that we have the power to choose our experiences. Just as we choose a television channel, we can also choose how we respond to the situations we face. With awareness and responsibility, we can replace disempowering broadcasts with more positive experiences. Let's start today by being aware of the frequency we emit and striving to improve it. In this way, we will not only enhance our own quality of life, but also have a positive impact on those around us. Enjoy watching the best broadcasts on the television of the universe.